They're saying you're not hearing spirit though. Um, they're saying like your guides are trying to get through to you. They're trying to give you an information. They're trying to give you some sort of clarity right now. Um, but you're not hearing it. And I think that's a lot of also this restless energy that's going on too. What's up with your dad?
I don't know. What is up with my dad? He passed away in 2021.
Oh, that I think your dad's trying to get through to you then. Because when I was saying about spirit trying to get through to you, your dad might be trying to get through to you, and you're not like hearing that. So let me see if I get your dad right now, because that's a lot of your dad is like. I think your dad's saying he's trying to come to you in your dream state. He's trying to like come through visually in your dream state too. He's very audible to me, and he's kind of funny. I don't know why he like blows a horn like a. So I don't know if he's like trying to really get your attention. I don't know that that means, but your dad is really trying to link with you.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me. I wasn't preparing for that yet either. But is there anything with your passing, Dad, you want to talk to your daughter about? Really? Okay, I think there's a lot of things that your dad's passing that was, maybe unbeknownst to certain people. There's speculations of like, was it hard? Was it rest? Like, there's a lot of different speculations of what really caused his passing. I feel like, even though there's a specific, I would say, result of this, but he's shown there was like heart and respiratory issues that were going on for quite some time. But then he's showing something like pushing that in gear. I don't know if he's saying that if people speculated whether or not a injection or medication caused a lot of this. He's saying there was some sort of push with a medication or injection that kind of put his respiratory issues into full effect in a sense. Because then he's saying toward the end he felt suffocated. There's a lot of
Oh my
suffocation. He couldn't breathe. You know what I'm saying?
God. You couldn't.
And so even with assisted devices, and he's saying he's also saying a lot of people are scrambling, like kind of like maybe because there was like something that happened. Like, everyone was scrambling, like there was an essence of time. He's saying, and he kind of makes a joke. He's like, "I loved it though. Everybody was focusing on me, and so your dad's being silly about this." Okay, so I'm like, "Dad, bad time for humor." But he's saying he's not taking it seriously right now. His passing is not something that he's waited on. He's like he understands that even if there was something that created the respiratory issues that I would say pushed it further, he's like I still wasn't being the best with taking care of his health in a sense of taking up on it. He's saying so. He's like it's kind of my fault. It's kind of my responsibility, and I really appreciate everyone who was like showing care and concern. Even nurses, he was saying that were really caring about your dad, caring for your dad. He was saying they all kind of cared for your dad in that sense too, because your dad feels very charming to me in that sense. Like people would fall in love with him. So he's just saying, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate having.
29 Leo.
What's that?
He's what is a 29-degree Leo.
Oh, that makes sense. Loves the attention. Charmer, huh? So
Smart ass too.
yeah. So he just wants to know he's trying to get through to you. Like, do you have any like special cups from him or something? Because you show me like cups or mugs or something. Do you know what that means?
That is so specific. Yes, he made me some coffee mugs that said things like "Someone from Louisiana loves you."
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because he's saying you still have those and such. Because he's like he's just saying he's like just wants to make that connection with you and like kind of give you a little bit of wink about that. But he's like he's going to be showing up in your dreams, my love. He's going to be showing up in your very visual and audible. So you might even hear him, hey you. So pay attention to that. And that horn reference is really interesting to me. So you might even hear like a horn, a faint horn. That's your dad like knocking on your door. He's saying he's giving you a black feather, so you'll see a black feather reference with him too, as well. Yeah, there's some significance of a black feather, as well. That will be a manifestation of his spirit, so that you might see it tomorrow after the session, as well.
I have major chills.
He likes cedar wood. So if you get some cedarwood energy or scent or oil, that could be a great way for him to harness his energy. He loves cedarwood smell. And
Oh,
someone's
Dad, I miss you.
he loves you, love. Any questions for me?
Talking about him tonight. Do you have any questions?
Oh, you were talking about himself? Well, that makes sense why he'd come through then.
Yeah, I was talking to him tonight. We went to dinner. And your read about his health and everything was like totally spot on. So
Well, it's him telling me, so that's your dad. So your dad's spot on. I don't take credit for that. Well, they're also saying too, like, stop trying to micromanage yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to micromanage everything so much in your mind. It's like, if you see yourself how you're micromanaging, then you realize there are things that you're managing that you don't need to manage anymore. There's ideas that are outdated that you're still managing. You're still putting in compartments in your brain that you don't necessarily need to micromanage that any longer. And that's something they want you to be conscious of, because that's part of this clearance phase. You're just saying that old thought, and even with you too, I still get that a heaviness with your mom. I get an unresolved with your mom, or some pressure and burdens from your mom, and your dad just saying that, like, you're not supposed to mother your mom. You know what I'm saying?
We're not in contact.
But that's what I'm saying, because otherwise, in order to be around her, you'd have to mother her. Do you know what I'm saying? And so your mom is not being the mother. And so your dad's like, in order for you to have a relationship with her, you have to mother her and look after her. It's like, that's not your responsibility. And so you have to, like, purge that too, because there's still that guilt underneath. Even though you don't talk to her, there's that resentment. It's like, it just came up with somebody else too. And it's funny, the collective read, the mother energy came up in the collective read. So then it's came up in these individual reads. So it's interesting how Spirit's working on that. But he's saying, you want to let go of the fact that, like, well, you still hold a guilt to this. Your mom has been very clever of dumping guilt, and you still are harboring guilt and of not speaking to her.
I love you. You're totally like on point, and thank you for releasing. I want to release this. I do love her very much, and it's okay the way that it is. It's totally okay.
It is
And I'm
complete.
okay, and I'm great, and you know,
It's completely okay, and I think it's just releasing that is what's going to bring this, like we said, that the emotional breakdown again, like breaking things down, not like you're out of control. That's going to be the change, and where you start feeling your own energy, because it's clear of that distraction, distortion, and your dad wants to be a huge part in that for you, love.
oh, Dad, I love you. Thank you so much, Scott. This has been awesome.